Alright, and the next thing we are going to do is the graphics card. Let's see if we can get this out. Alright. So it has a little lift tab right here. There it goes. Alright, so we have a disc with drivers. We probably won't be needing that. They're probably outdated drivers. We can just go to the website. And looks like some installation guides. Nothing we really need. And looks like it comes with a game or something or another. And yeah. Alright, let's get on to it. Be careful handling this. This is a very, very valuable part. And it looks like it came with a DVI to VGA converter. That's very useful. Just set that to the side. Get this out. Alright, and this does not have a back plate. So, here she is. Very nice, sleek, and then some wrap it looks like. And so be careful about handling this because you don't want to really get any grease or anything like that on the back of this, or it's just gonna create heat in that particular area. So try not to touch any of the back plate. And it looks like it comes with little covers here. Take those off. So it looks like it has DisplayPort, HDMI. I'm guessing that's HDMI 2.0, and DVI. Let's see. And this can do crossfire, so you can do another graphics card and run them both simultaneously to get better graphics results. And very satisfying right there. And let's see how this goes in. So be very careful putting this in. You don't want to snap anything, and you want to make sure everything is lined just right. So I have everything lined up, and then simply put pressure. Then you hear a little lock. So as it locks into place, don't let go of it. It still can move around and possibly break the actual connection. And so what you want to do at this point is get some screws to screw down the side out here. One down. And this all came with the case, so a lot of the connectors and screws will be coming with the case, and that is extremely nice. Just putting in that second screw. Alright, now that they're both in, we can make sure that this is in there, which it clearly does look like it is in there. And we can move on to the next part, which is cables. Alright, next thing we have is the power supply. Let's just get right into that. So when I look at it, I can see where the fan is, and we can see where power is. So, looking at the fan and looking at the case, I have a little mesh right here, specifically for the power supply. Since it's going to be emitting a lot of heat, you don't want it to be all ground up inside the case. So it's just going to go out through the bottom. So let's go ahead and set this in. Alright, now that it's in, all I have to do is screw it in. Again, most of these come with the case itself, so the power supply screws and the motherboard screws, most of them come with the case. So let's go ahead and screw this in. Really simple, really easy. All you have to do is just line them up. Alright, so now we have a little bit of cable management. So I've already put in the CPU fan, and I've already put in this back fan right here. Make sure that every wire is out of the way as much as possible. You don't want anything to get caught in the fan or anything like that. So I've already shoved some of the cables that I'm going to need out here, and so we're going to start first with the CPU. So this is the power to the motherboard. So what we're going to do is we're going to shift it over. Sorry, I'm going to kind of get in the way here. And in the top corner, it'll tell you, you will probably be able to tell yourself that if it needs a 4-pin or an 8-pin. This one, in this case, is only 4, so I don't need to use the other one. And then I just kind of let that kind of sit up there, and possibly put it around this corner of the motherboard. No, that looks good. And then we're gonna work with the biggest cable of all. So this is for power, and going to be going like this. So if you're like me and you don't like to see different colors in the actual cable itself, I have electrical tape that I like to put over those. Makes it look a lot more sleek. Kind of hard doing this upwards. Alright, make sure that snaps on. So that looks great, and eventually we can pull these out, make it look a little bit nicer. But for right now, we're just going to leave them there. So then I look at, for the power to the graphics card, it needs a 6-pin, and this power supply came with 8, so I won't be needing all of them. All I have to do is simply plug it in. Simple as that. That's all it takes. And then we'll manage that later. And then you have the cables that the case came with. Now these are the ones that are hard to manage. These ones are really small and you have to read whatever's on them. So for example, you probably can't read this, but this says power LED. There's two of them, two little ones. They only require 1 pin each. And then there's HDD LED, and there is HD audio, and then there's USB, and this big blue one right here is USB 3.0. And if you look on the motherboard, you probably can't see it, but if you look on your own motherboard, you can see that it's all labeled on the bottom. So if you look on the bottom here, it'll say audio, it'll say USB 3.0, and just USB. You just plug each corresponding wire to its place.